ChowDownChou or random gaming, depending on
So
what you're
speaking of
watching.
that, that's actually a very interesting point that I wanted to talk about. The difference in the culture of wearing face masks. Because, a lot of people out here, I live in Taiwan, a lot of people wear face masks even before the quarantine happened. People just wear it on the street. Um, and when I went to the US, I remember my freshman year, I got a cold or whatever, and I had brought some face masks home from Taiwan, and I wanted to wear them, and my roommates were like, literally no one wears them, and you seem like a weirdo if you do. And I can't help but wonder what that part has played in the spreading of the virus, because Taiwan has been controlling it fairly well. That's because literally everyone started wearing masks the moment they found out this virus was a thing. Everyone. So you're weird if you don't. So what role do you think that played? And do you think this culture would change after COVID-19, or have you already seen it changing?
I think the change will be very minimal, given
Okay.
what I've seen. Though people will probably take mask wearing a little bit more. I guess it's not as taboo. It won't be as much
Okay.
taboo,
Yeah.
um, because back then people would think that, oh, the CDC doesn't say I have to wear a mask. I myself am guilty of
Yeah.
that. Like CDC didn't say anything. The spread of it being airborne, though it can linger. Like when I'm outside, usually it's in a windy area, so by the time I even hit somewhere or anyone, it'll be like gone already.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
but I think another reason I want to go back with you on Taiwan handling it so well is because I think your vice president is an epidemiologist, or someone from the administration is one. So
Yeah.
they are an expert in this,
Yeah.
versus the two guys in the
From
White House have no idea what they're doing. Sorry, can I cuss on this show?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think one good
Okay.
part that we've done is since the beginning of this whole thing, our version of the CDC is
Oh, you
holding
broke
a
up
press
there.
conference. Yes, exactly. Is holding a press conference every day, led by like what our equivalent of what Fauci is in America. And the president doesn't attend. She never really uh, says anything about the virus. She just lets the experts handle it. And every day we have a press conference talking about how many people came in with the virus, how we're tracking them, and we give out the list of people that they've been in contact with, all the places they've been. So the tracking has done a lot. Like we've started tracking everyone that these people infected have been in touch with since the start of the virus, and it's very frequent in terms of the updates that they're giving us and all the masks. So the mask is actually a huge part. So we were actually on a shortage of masks when everyone started wearing them. So our CDC had to implement a plan where everyone would essentially go to like a 7-Eleven or go to a drugstore, and you would use your what the equivalent of your ID to get a mask. Like, oh, every adult would get 3 masks a week. And that's how we've been able to portion it to make sure everyone has it. And we started putting some restrictions on public areas. Like you literally can't go on any public transportation without a mask. They'll ask you to leave, or any restaurant or any mall. So that's how we've been able to keep everything open. It's actually been, I think, 10 days without any new cases in Taiwan. So I basically think we're sort of over the hump. And comparing this to the US, I'm sure you have a lot of thoughts on just how horribly the US has handled it, because I think it's pretty apparent right now that it has gone off the rails. So I'll let you take over from them then. What do you think of the US's response? And what do you think is, if you could name one critical mistake, what would it be, I guess?
uh, Leadership in the White House. We have experts from CDC. We have Dr. Anthony Fauci from the I think National Institute of Infectious Diseases and Allergy. So those are like the two glimmer of hope in that space in the White House right now.
Yeah.
But just I think Donald Trump has downplayed it significantly,
Yeah.
and that is the reason why America is leading in the number of deaths and confirmed cases.
Yeah.
His COVID-19 response team is terrible. Besides Dr. Fauci and some of the actual experts, even our fellow Golden Bear, our Surgeon General, Dr. What was his name? Jerome something. I forgot his name. But yeah, our Surgeon General is like saying, don't wear masks. And I'm like,
crazy.
You know, crazy. So yeah, I get that, you know, the United States is so large and has a lot of people all spread out. It's very, very hard to control. But, you know, if Trump didn't disband the pandemic response team earlier, if he actually paid attention since January and February and not calling it a hoax, you know, that would have at least slowed the spread. He's just not giving the facts, and he's saying that, you know, tests can be, if you want to test, you can have. No, that's not entirely true. At all.
Okay. Yeah. From my point of view,
that if we don't have tests, we will confirm cases.
Yeah.
So going back to like earlier, I said like we're fortunate to be on the West Coast under the leadership of Gavin Newsom. You know, he actually took it serious, and I, you know, personally, when London Breed, our mayor of San Francisco, stated that San Francisco was in a state of emergency, I was like, a little bit taking it overboard, you know, kind of premature. And then, and that was in mid-February, and then a few weeks later, you know, shit hit the fan, and then we're on sheltering in place and all that. So I think, you know, in hindsight, it's always 2020. So London Breed did a very good job, and we were actually the first cities to, you know, shelter in place, and then a few days later, Gavin Newsom made it a statewide order. But regardless, we have definitely seen a flattening of the curve, and that's why we are slowly easing into the new normal. And over the weekend, there was a bar in the Marina District, captured on Twitter. This one bar was open, and they had crowds, not inside but outside on the sidewalk, not 6 feet apart, not wearing masks, and it's all these Brads and Chads and some Beckys, and they're just not taking it seriously. And that, I think, that's the thing. Going back to masks, like, white folks won't wear it, especially straight white males, because it makes them look weak. I don't know how masculinity is part of the conversation. It's a public health issue. You're trying to save not only yourself, but other people around you. It's just their masculinity is very toxic, self-centered, and I just think that they will probably, they don't care. That's the thing. They don't care. And that's what really boggles my mind. So we'll see more of more minorities wearing the mask, taking it seriously, staying 6 feet apart, staying at home, not going out. Because you can see in the news a few weeks ago in Huntington Beach, California, people were flooding the beaches. And the weather was nice and all, totally understandable, but you have to stay home. That's that.
I think in the end, it all boils down to being selfish, being incredibly selfish. I think, you know, personally, like, I wouldn't say I'm the most like left-leaning person on earth. I actually have a lot of thoughts that I feel like are actually a little bit right-leaning. But in this situation, this is a public health matter. A lot of the folks I see on TV protesting about stay-at-home orders, they're like, you know, this is America. I can go out if I want to. I can get COVID-19 if I want to. That's not how it works. I saw some Republican douchebag talking about people drown in swimming pools every year, and those people are more than what COVID-19 kills. And I'm like, that, but swimming pools don't spread. COVID-19 spreads. And the more people that go out and have that thought, the more people are going to get it, which means more people that may have nothing to do with you, people's grandmothers, people's grandfathers, people's moms and dads, sons and daughters, they're going to die because of your action. And that's insane to me. That's mind boggling. But
yeah,
it is
I
what
agree.
it is.